Welcome to APD iConnect, verifying EVV activities. The service provider enters APD iConnect in the service provider role. In order to verify the EVV activities, the role must be changed to Provider EVV Manager by accessing the role and clicking Go. The EVV worker has provided the services to the consumer using the EVV mobile site. Once the services are completed and uploaded into APD iConnect, it populates into the EVV Activities tab in the provider record. Once in the Provider EVV Manager role, the provider will access their record, to access the EVV Activities tab. The EVV activity also was uploaded into the consumer record. Accessing the consumer record by going to the Consumer tab and entering the consumer information will allow the provider to verify that the activity has populated in both areas. In the consumer record, the EVV activity populates under Provider Documentation. In our instance, we have a pending EVV activity for the consumer, and you'll notice in the consumer record that the activity is grayed out and is uneditable. File, close Provider Documentation. To access the EVV Activities tab, click on the Providers chapter, click on the EVV Activities tab, and all of the EVV activities that were provided to the consumer by the EVV worker have been uploaded into APD iConnect for verification. The provider will choose the appropriate EVV activity by clicking anywhere in the white area, and the details of the activity will be displayed. Here is where you verify that all of the information is entered correctly, and you'll notice that the status is in a pending status because it is waiting for you, the provider, to review it. Putting the status in a complete status is a manual entry, but you want to verify all of the information because once it is in a complete status, it is uneditable. The place of service has to be indicated. In this instance, we will say Other. The provider is looking to verify all of the details, and under the EVV Details tab is where the details are. I'm going to save your changes. It will indicate the address of the consumer, the location that the services were provided. In our instance, you'll see that the consumer lives at 123 Business Way, but the services were provided at 1373 Monument Road. Also, the end location is indicated. The service delivery log is the notes that were put into the EVV mobile site by the EVV worker. Those log entries would be in accordance with the handbook requirements. The signature of the worker is visible. And if there are any violations that occurred at the time that the services were being delivered, APD iConnect will list them as violations. You'll notice each individual violation is listed by itself, and it must be addressed. This violation is for geolocation, which means that the location that the services were provided is different from the residential address of the consumer. You'll see here the status says unresolved. The provider has to verify and justify each violation. You click into the violation anywhere in the white area, and the details of the violation will be listed. The violation status is unresolved, and the violation reason has to be chosen. You'll also notice that violation comments are mandatory in order to complete the violation detail. In this instance, we want to justify the violation, and you choose a reason. This was other. So you put in the information related to why the consumer was serviced at a different address from the residential address. In this instance, I am stating that the consumer was visiting their sister's home on the date of the service, and I, the EVV worker, provided the services there for the consumer. You, as the provider EVV manager, will go in and justify that violation, file, save and close violation detail. The violation status changes to justified, and the reason is other. And you proceed to address every other violation. The reason for this violation is the same, but I want to take a minute to show you the list of violation reasons. It could be prearranged, location services are unavailable, the consumer health or safety was the reason that the service was provided in a different area. Technical issues such as there was no GPS data due to a storm and other. So as a provider, you have to choose justification, and you have to choose the appropriate reason for the justification and indicate it in the comments. Now that all violations have been justified, you can file, save and close EVV details, and remember, you must go back, if you're ready, to put the status into a complete status, file, save and close. Now that all violations have been addressed, an unresolved violations indicates no in that particular activity. The activity is now ready for billing. And you have completed the process to verify the EVV activity. Resources and reference material, such as frequently asked questions, e-learning videos, training manuals, and quick reference guides are located at apdcares.org, the e-learning library. If you get stuck, the APD iConnect support desk has hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Their contact number is 353-5168, and they are there to help you with iConnect support. We also have a dedicated email, iConnect@apdcares.org. You can email here if you have questions or need direction as to which way to go to resolve an issue with iConnect. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.